I'll have to be honest with you. First thing I'm going to mention right up front is it's free. I like this service when it's free because, you know, you can tie up a lot of money in different services, and from experience I found out that sometimes you can pay a lot of money and you may not be getting that much out of it.
Good afternoon and welcome to GrainTV. It's December 16th, 2013. To my left is Logan Burgess and I'm Brock Shimbino. We had a mixed trade in Chicago today. Let's turn over to the live quotes to see how we ended. Corn was down 2 1/4 cents. Soybeans leader to the upside, up 9 1/4 cents. Wheat continued its slide lower, down 7 cents in Chicago, and Kansas City was off 7 1/4 cents as well. You know, Logan, we did get a little bit of fundamental news out this morning. The first thing that we did get was the NOPA crush numbers.
Yeah, you know, Brock, kind of a mixed bag looking at those NOPA crush numbers this morning. We had just over 160 million bushels reported crushed during the month of November. That was about 1 million bushels lower than what the analysts were expecting coming into today's report. So the crush number, while it was the largest that we've seen since January 2010, was very strong monthly. It did miss analyst expectations. I think where the bullish story was today within this NOPA crush report was the soy meal export number. That came out well above what the trade was expecting, and we saw soy meal futures rally $4 or $5 a ton after that report was issued. So I think that propped up the soybean market. As we know, the soy meal complex has been very important, kind of underpinning soybean futures here over the last several months.
You know, something else that we did get out today was the export inspection numbers,
right,
and another good showing for the soybean market there as well. If we take a look at the numbers here, soybeans came in at 62 million bushels exported last week. That was above analyst expectations once again. Corn a little bit below analyst expectations, 25 million bushels there, and wheat came right within analyst expectations at 17 million bushels. But let's take a look at where we stand this marketing year for export inspections of soybeans. You can see by this chart here, the green line is the seasonal pace to meet the current USDA projections of exports leaving the country for soybeans. The red bars are what we are actually seeing, so you can see over the last about 8 weeks or so, we've continued to beat the seasonal pace to meet the current USDA projections. On the year, we're running about 165 million bushels ahead of that pace, so very strong once again for soybeans. You know, corn, not a big story there, running a couple million bushels behind the pace, but wheat, you know, really once again we beat the seasonal pace there as well.
Yeah.
On the year, we're running about 112 million bushels ahead of pace there. So, you know, this wheat has really been in a downward slide over the last, you know, several weeks or so, and we really need to see wheat exports pick up even more than what we have seen here recently to put a bid on it in this market.
Yeah, you know, Brock, it really seems like the report we got last Tuesday from the USDA detailing world and domestic wheat ending stocks, it continues to weigh on this market. In that report, ending stocks domestically and abroad came in larger than what the trade was expecting. And take a look here from this chart. You can see wheat has really fallen out of the bottom side of that range, well below 650 now. Now, a lot of traders are going to be looking at this market and saying that it's due for a bit of a snapback, and I say that because at the bottom of this chart we have what's called the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. Anytime the RSI gets below 30, technical traders are going to see that market as oversold. This now is sitting around 20 here with today's action, so we're due for a snapback, and just late today we got a tender from the Egyptians. Potentially some U.S. wheat could be sold in that tender. We'll have to keep an eye on that, but I think that based on the technicals being oversold and some good demand returning, a lot of people are going to be looking for a turnaround Tuesday. We'll see if this wheat market's able to find a little bit of a bottom in tomorrow's action. Certainly today, just a continuation of that selling. You
know, by and large, we have mostly missed out on those Egyptian tenders throughout the course of this year. I think we've only won one for a pretty insignificant amount of sales. I think it was 120,000 metric tons. So that'll be something we'll have to watch in tomorrow's early action. If you have any questions about what we talked about, give us a call here, 877-472-4607.